Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and we are back with more reactions for Doctor Who Flux. This is going to be a very quick intro because I'm actually almost late for the live stream. On to episode number 5. Episode 4, we had the Weeping Angels. The Weeping Angels came back to the Village of the Angels. They were in 2 different points in time, and you know, doing some stuff with time and a village being taken out of time and really creepy visuals with that stuff that really freaked me out. Then we had Claire. We finally met up with Claire again, and she had her you know, mind kind of taken over by an angel. Like an angel was actually kind of taking sanctuary in her, like a rogue angel that was running away from another squadron of angels that were actually being used by the division to actually track people down and to do stuff. So there was that, and then yeah, and then the Doctor turned into an angel. They were there for the Doctor pretty much all along. So then the Doctor turned into an angel. She was recalled by the division, so they took her in and they turned her into an angel and everything. And that is pretty much it. That is as much as I can cram into a quick intro before the episode starts. So yeah, yeah. So fair use, full length on Patreon. You guys know the drill. I'm so sorry. This is really rushed, but yeah, episode number 5. Let's go. God, even when she's an angel, her hair looks amazing. Even when she's an angel.
Say something. Blinking.
Oh, blinking, looking away. I mean, you can look away, but no matter where you turn, there's still going to be an angel. There's that many of them.
You fear us, Doctor. You always have. And now your form is ours. We
Uh,
have dominion over you.
so she's still a weeping angel in real life, and this is just like some kind of other dimension or other kind of consciousness. Oh, yeah. Oh, he just comes crashing in. Yeah, Yaz has some style, some control. I will say, right, I can't wait for all the Evil Dan content we're going to get from this, because the Evil Dan stuff on Twitter, just absolutely phenomenal. It's been absolutely marvellous.
It's a discovery! It's our discovery!
Strictly speaking, it's theft.
I mean, technically, so is all Discovery. That's really just theft. Let's be real. So they're back in the division? The Ood! The Ood are back! Hey, Ood! Hello, Ood. Good to see you again.
I'm the Doctor.
Yes, you are. Yeah, it's her again. It's her again.
You won't be told, will you?
It's a defining trait. Who are you? And where are we?
Division.
This is Division? I was expecting so much more of like a industrial, bureaucratic kind of building place, not the, you know, universal tree of life. Bombs! Oh, sugar bombs. Who's trying to blow them up? Who the hell was trying to blow them up? Who's out to get Dan, Yaz, and Jericho?
Do I have to be the stowaway? Take turns?
Take turns being the stowaway. Oh,
Come in.
yeah, under the bed. Oh, just under the bed. Just under the bed.
1 lump or 2, sir.
1, please.
Oh, gee, oh, is he an assassin? Oh, damn, Yaz, come on, Yaz, come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes, teamwork, yes. Sit on his legs, there we go. Yeah, she knows how to fight. She knows how to fight. Oh, he's a toe muncher. Oh, no, cyanide pill. Oh, cyanide pill. Oh, God, fucking damn it. Oh, so first DinahMight and now an assassin, really? First DinahMight and now an assassin. God damn it. Oh, God, Jericho, you okay? God, Yaz handled that like a pro. Yaz and Dan, just teamwork. Yeah.
I was just about to bop him with his own teapot.
Sure, Jan. Sure,
Now we have
Jan.
an additional conundrum.
Then come nightfall when it's quiet, shove his body overboard.
You seem remarkably proficient at this, Miss Khan.
There's no use being squeamish.
Yeah.
We've got the future to save.
Yeah, she's learned a lot on and off the job with the Doctor. Yeah. And she's very adaptable. Oh, it's him, the Grand Serpent. Yeah, he's the Grand Serpent. He's on Earth now.
I've been tasked with setting up the British end of a new task force funded by the United Nations, dealing with threats from beyond our understanding.
Unit? Or no. Unit, maybe. United Nations. Or Torchwood. No, because that was the Queen's doing. The Queen did that way back when. This must be Unit.
I'm a military man. This is beyond our normal ken.
He's a military. There has to be Unit.
Well, I would be honoured to give you any assistance you need, sir.
Oh, is he here to... Is he here to oversee Unit's creation or to even prevent it?
All right, Big Ed.
Did you just call me Big Ed?
Oh,
I bet you did.
Well, still works.
oh, she's watched this enough times. Oh.
I'm worried
She keeps a holo doctor. She keeps a holo doctor on her. Yeah, that's so cute. That is so fucking cute.
If we lose each other, if we get separated, don't worry. This will activate 2 weeks after we've not had contact with each other. I'm sure I miss you.
Miss you too.
I know you do.
Oh god, Desmond
I'm
feels.
gonna miss you too, else that bit's weird.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, you both miss each other. We know. God fucking damn it, Flux, give me Thasmin. Give me Thasmin. Come on, please. Do the smart thing.
We will see it again. She'll be alright. Whatever she is.
Go further, Ood. You can push it much further. This is no time for caution.
Increasing.
No time for caution. Interstellar style.
Division is simple.
It's really no. I hate Division.
It began on Gallifrey as a group to ensure
It
the
began
safety
on
of our
Gallifrey.
galaxy. As our ability to travel grew, guided and shaped events.
Interfered. In contravention of all
molding time.
Time Lord directives.
Molding time.
Civilization work. We're not in
Yeah.
the universe, Doctor.
Pocket universe. Yeah. Wait, are they on Gallifrey? Are they on Gallifrey or they're between universes? Oh, that is crazy. They're literally between universes.
That huge monolith doesn't look
A
familiar at all.
monolith. A monolith. Oh, okay. Not the monoliths I'm used to.
You are not a looper.
Don't you dare hyperjack me.
Oh god, she's being hyperjacked. Oh, hyperjacking in progress. Oh no. Oh god. Is there a ship down there? Oh, and that's where, of course, that's where Vinda is. Of course, the one place she needs to go is where Vinda is. You, Carvanista, you love-hating mongrel. Hyperdrive, yeah.
Someone's in a hurry to get away.
That was Belle. That was Belle. That was. Oh god. God damn it. Ugh.
Beyond division, the
Universe
next
too.
universe, and the next beyond that.
So there's a multiverse.
Multiverses.
Yeah,
Our terminology
multiverses.
became quaint a long time ago. Morality was always your flaw.
Morality is a strength.
And when you knew the truth, you'd never stop hounding.
How much power do you imagine I have?
You inspire, make people question, rise up.
That she
Even
does.
That can be problematic.
No,
Who
thinking is
even
problematic
argue?
is problematic.
I think my eyes are the same even across the regenerations.
Oh, don't tell me she's the doctor.
I'm the one who found you.
Oh no, she's the
I
one who.
brought you to Gallifrey.
Tecteun! She's Tecteun!
I'm Tecteun,
She's Tecteun! Oh, they brought Tecteun back!
the woman you used to call mother.
Oh my god. Tecteun, so now you're killing your child?
By nearly a
Is he a
decade of
division
my life.
operative? Is that why he's here? Is he a division operative?
What's that? Oh, this is an object we found in a.
They have a
deserted
TARDIS.
Station 7. This box was the only anomaly.
They have
The
an old
constabulary insists
TARDIS.
It's not theirs, and we can't even get into it. Panic anyway.
How the hell did they get their hands on a TARDIS?
Here we go.
Oh.
There. As human as they come.
Oh, he's...
Now you.
Oh, is he gonna...
Rather
oh.
you didn't.
He's not human.
What do you mean?
Oh. Hey. Oh. Did he poison him? Oh. Ah. Oh, Jesus, that thing is huge. And it was inside him. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. So what's he here to do then? If he just killed the general, is he here to change the unit in some way? Is he here to change the unit?
Was what the master told me true?
Yes,
The timeless child.
I found
Yeah, the timeless child.
a lost child alone.
It was from another universe though, right? I think he mentioned that as well.
Everything you are is because of me.
Well, no, it's actually because of her. You took her ability and then gave it to your own people. You stole her body, like her bodily abilities.
Pick people up, take them with you. You adopt them, use them for reassurance, for company.
Way to simplify it.
Experiments just as you were mine.
Oh no, now Vinda's inside prisoner.
So tiny.
I saw you on Atropos. I was with your friend, Dan.
Finally, someone with a gun.
Someone with a
By
girl.
the way, to Liverpool. And I've got some scores to settle with this lot.
Oh damn, Dan's got some bones to pick. She's got some bones to pick. God damn.
So,
He's been.
what's the gossip?
Oh,
From
what's
down there.
what's the gossip?
Who's kissed who? Gossip? I don't get any up here. I'll take anything. I'm teasing
Teasing.
you again. I don't get to tease people.
Yeah, he doesn't get many visitors. This is his one and only chance. His very rare chance.
Fetch
Fetch.
your
Yo.
dog.
Fetch your dog. Look, Carvanista. Carvanista, fetch your dog.
Is that it?
Carvanista. Carvanista, they know.
Does
They
this make any sense to you?
makes a lot of sense.
And if it did,
Oh god. Oh, they're gonna leave a message and they're gonna like paint words, like paint an SOS or something. What are they gonna? They're gonna draw or they're gonna write? Oh, fetch your human. Oh, Dan is in that Carvanista, Dan is in that. Wow, that's a lot of drawing.
Oh, humans are so annoying, especially him.
Especially him, especially your human, especially your.
Quick. Don't have long. Because that universe is full of Ood.
Yes, your family and your friends.
The matter that is being compressed is where your people live. And I don't know how.
You don't want to be the last of your kind. Take it from her.
I'm very good at pulling rabbits out of hats.
I have no rabbits or hats.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
You know what? Now I really badly want to see Anood become a magician. I really want to see Anood become a magician, just for that, just to see it pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Earth will be the ultimate apex of destruction.
The biggest destruction, the epicenter of it and everything. Fob watch, your memories have got to be in that fob watch. That is a Gallifreyan fob watch. That is a Gallifreyan fob watch. Your memories are in there. Your memories are in there.
Chair of the Unit Oversight Committee will be perfect for me.
Oh, he wants to
Been
be
around
in
a long
unit.
time.
People don't like you, Prentice.
Can't imagine why.
Don't be a bore, Prentice.
Oh boy, is he gonna die too? Is he just gonna kill everyone who stands in his way? He's gonna run him over with a car. That'd be the most simplistic way he's killed someone. Oh yeah, serpent. Serpent. Joseph Williamson. The top hat from Liverpool.
And also some folks say he still walks the tunnels.
Wouldn't want a pretty girl like you see.
This pretty girl can look after herself. It's these two you got to worry about.
One scouser to another.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll work out.
Are you from Liverpool? Why have you never mentioned it?
Alright, Sheffield.
Oh god, the sarcasm. I love Yaz.
You're not a ghost, are you?
Was that ghostly, sir? Did you feel it?
You're lucky I don't give you one back. What do you want?
From Scouser to Scouser.
But we're not sure when, where, or who from, and we need to find others who can help us stop it happening.
They're putting together a team. They'd like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative.
Finally.
Finally.
Or rejoin Division. Rejoin me. Come with us into the next universe, into the beyond. Help me build. Maybe where you're from.
Yeah, she must be from another universe,
Where you
right?
began. Your origins, perhaps.
So could her real people still be on that side then? Could they still be alive in that new universe? The other universe even?
What if we let your friends live?
Oh. But then she goes with them. She still goes with them, but then everyone yeah.
For a while.
Kate!
These are turbulent times, Kate.
Kate! Oh, Kate's back.
This is the moment.
Oh, Kate Lethbridge Stewart is back.
I see you.
Yeah, she's not gonna fall for his
Whatever
bullshit.
you are.
Yeah, Kate knows. Kate
Hiding
knows.
in plain sight for so long.
Yeah, Kate's
Barely
she's.
aging.
Oh, don't tell me Kate's next.
I'm wearing a psychic manifest shield, so whatever you conjured to suffocate the others from the inside won't work on me.
Oh
This
no.
task force.
Don't tell me we're about to lose Kate. Tell me Kate doesn't die. Oh god, no, I don't want to lose Kate. Don't bring Kate back just to kill her off. Please do not bring Kate back just to kill her off. Don't tell me her building explodes or something. Oh no. Run, leg it, just leg it. Yeah, there we go. That figured. I fucking figured.
Osgood, I have to go dark.
Osgood! Oh, Osgood. Oh, she's going dark. She's going off the grid. Yeah, it didn't work. Did not work. Oh, God. Good. Okay, of course, Kate. She would survive. She would be intuitive enough to survive. Yeah. Oh, God.
Especially doorway 9.
Doorway
Do not
9.
touch Doorway 9.
Doorway death.
Any
Rays of
particular
death.
reason?
Death, sir.
Death.
Endless death. Oh, that's persuasive.
Yeah, if you want to live, don't go through doorway 9. Yeah.
Lower all defenses.
Oh, lower
Arm all weapons.
Lower all the defenses.
Ensure all missile systems are aimed inwards at the planet's surface.
Inward. Oh, blow up Earth.
Of course, sir.
Oh, that same symbol, the same snake tattoo.
Everything is in place.
Who the hell are they? This has to be Division, right?
Have an agreement?
The proposal is acceptable.
Oh my god, they've got an agreement with the Sontarans.
War of revenge to exact.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh no. Oh, the Sontarans are here. The Sontarans. So what is the whole snake tattoo? Like, is that to do with the Division, or is that some other kind of evil organization?
You released me.
Is he gonna kill
Now I
Tecteun?
release you.
He's gonna kill Tecteun! Oh! Oh, you. I love and hate cliffhangers. I love and I hate cliffhangers. God damn it. Okay. So then. Yeah. So Yaz and Dan and Jericho, I think I'll start with them. It seems like a fairly simplistic and fairly easier route to follow. Yeah, Yaz, Dan, and the Doctors. I mean, part of me was kind of surprised that they were able to because even the Weeping Angel in the beginning mentioned like, oh, your friends are marooned while we left them and stuff, and they were forced to watch as we took you with us and everything. But then they didn't they said they were still marooned there. So like I think they didn't specify if it was like that location. I mean, it must have been that location, but then they didn't really specify like whether it was that time or whether they had actually put the village back in time and back into its actual place. Because then from where we left off then, like, that village is still kind of crumbling around the edges and everything. I think there's no telling, like, exactly what kind of perimeter or what kind of shape it had after being crumbled and everything. So I think I was kind of surprised that they had anywhere left to go, but then apparently they did. Apparently they did, to the point where they were actually able to move, countries as they traveled forward in time. They were actually able to move countries through. They went to a bunch of places. I think they went to Mexico, they went to Constantinople, they went to Nepal, they went to the Great Wall of China and everything. So they actually went forward like a few years through time, and over time went to all these different countries, finding all these different kind of clues and leads, and trying to track down the Doctor, and actually and also I think trying to find a secret date too. I think they knew of like a date and everything. Because I think Yaz had the Hollow Doctor thing. Yaz has a Hollow Doctor. Yaz misses the real Doctor. She misses her so much that she has a Hollow Doctor, like a little hologram, and she's watched it so much. She's watched it. I think she's likely watched it so much that she's pretty much like memorized every line that the Doctor has, and she even actually, she knows what she calls her big head, and then she actually, because I think maybe the first time the Doctor kind of assumed that she would, and then she said it, but then that surprised Yaz, so then she went to watch it back, and then over time, the more she's watched it, she's actually recited it, and then she knows that, she knows me so well that I would call her big head, so then she kind of added that into her hologram recording and everything, so then she's watched it so much, she knows exactly what she says, she knows exactly how to respond, and, I think partially she watches it as a reminder to be reminded of what they're fighting for, of who they're fighting for, of what their mission is, but also... Oh god, there's just Yaz and the Doctor this season just so strong, and I mean so ironically strong, like given the fact that they've been separated so far, and even before that, like the Doctor having her own issues of opening up and sharing and everything, like, and actually being like she doesn't want to talk, she just wants to get things done, and then she kind of keeps Yaz in the dark about a whole lot and everything. So I mean, obviously, like that kind of thing isn't really healthy, so it's not really the best thing to really to look up to, but then still it's like deep down you see that love is still there. She misses the Doctor, she just wants to see her again, she wants to see her face again, she wants to hear her voice again, she wants to actually see the Doctor in like with all of her classic mannerisms and her engagements and everything, and actually hearing her talk about something, and even hearing her ramble on, and being all talkative and jumpy and really like emergent and everything. So she misses she misses everything about her. So like that hologram is the one thing keeping her sane throughout this entire mission, that hologram with the details, but then also actually seeing the Doctor in front of her in that glow. God, if this season doesn't end well for the two of them, if this season does not end well for the two of them, I don't know what I'm gonna do myself. Hopefully, hopefully she stays for the specials. I'm really hoping that, you know, either way, I'm hoping that this season has a happy kind of ending in terms of this season for the both of them. But I'm also really hoping that Yaz actually at least sticks with the Doctor for the specials, because, you know, I feel like Yaz should be the one out of all the I mean, she's only had like three or four like companions so far, like in Jodie's run, but. You know, I think out of all of them, I think Yaz should easily be the one to stick with the Doctor until her regeneration, and then like throughout her specials, like until her actual final regeneration. You know, like the same way, you know, like Rose, saw him regenerate, in his end, kind of, and then Clara saw the Doctor regenerate into the next one. You know, like we've obviously just had I feel like honestly, I feel like actually having a Doctor regenerate by themselves is a bit of a rarity, because of the fact that they don't just they pick up companions, but then those connections last forever. And one of the things that really cements and emboldens those connections is when the companion finds out about regeneration. When they actually find out about it, when they see it in action too, when they actually find out about this other side to the Doctor, the fact that, you know, the Doctor can the Doctor has lived for so long and can live forever because they can do this, because they can just change and become someone completely different with all their in this case, most of their previous memories intact. But you know, because of that, I think Yaz would be the ideal companion out of all the ones that 13 has had. She would be the ideal one to actually discover this side of the Doctor, to discover the Doctor's ability to do this, and then. I think whether or not they choose different companions for the next Doctor, or whether I don't know, I really don't know, because I think Yaz and the Doctor, they've just kind of there's just so much I want to see from Yaz and 13 that it's I don't even know how I would kind of, you know, go into watching her with the new Doctor. I wouldn't be completely against it, but at the same time, it's you know. There's just so much I want to see from Yaz and 13, and it's now after this we have one more episode, and I think after that in 2022 we have just a few specials sprinkled here and there, and then that's it, and then that's pretty much it. So I really don't know how much more they can give us in that time that would feel sufficient or feel adequate. And then of course we move on to yet another Doctor, and then they get a whole new story and everything. So yeah, I really don't know. I just, oh god, I wish so hard. I wish so much that we had actually had a Jodie that was not only continuing but actually going under RTD's going to run too, because with RTD coming back into produce I think in 2023 from the 60th special onwards, and even new series beyond that too. But I really could it would have been such a legendary run. It would have been such a legendary run, and I think he would he create some really great love stories and stuff under his Doctors too. So I think it would just be really fun to see how Yaz and the Doctor would be handled then, and to actually see what more they could give us, and to see how their journey would flourish. But I mean, with them leaving it here, I think at least with Jodie leaving at the end of her specials, Tennant style, I'm really hoping that, again, I'm hoping we get something satisfactory. I'm hoping we get something that, feels like it does the story justice and does the characters justice and actually feels right and good and everything. So I guess only time itself shall tell. Only time shall tell. But she keeps a Hollow Doctor. So that is honestly the sweetest and best thing I've ever seen. From them. So. And even Dan and Jericho coming in and actually seeing her, I think probably seeing her with the hologram thing in her hand, but then just seeing her kind of slumped in the bed, and then Jericho kind of taking the hint, and then Dan being the one to stay behind and actually console her and actually remind her, we are going to see her again. You're going to get the Doctor back again. You're going to get her back, and then hopefully then when they get the Doctor back, Yaz can, open up her heart and, tell her everything that needs to be said and everything. So one can hope and dream to their heart's content, right? That much is allowed. So, god damn it. But no, yeah, that fully took me out. Yeah, Yaz having the Hollow Doctor in her pocket, and taking her out whenever she needed a reminder, or whenever she needed to actually hear her voice again, to actually feel again, yeah, just give me Thasmin, just give me Thasmin. That's that it's already not asking for much, really not asking for much. So yeah, but yeah, they were on they were on their own mission too. They were definitely on their own mission too, and they were hunted. They were hunted. I think they were hunted. I think they were hunted by people, but I think they were attacked twice. They were attacked twice. First time with bombs in, I think it was Mexico. In Mexico, they were in that tent and there was like some dynamite fizzing off and trying to blow them up. So I think that dynamite was the first one. So they were tracked onto by bombs, and the second time a waiter who was secretly an assassin. But then the guy, I think the guy had like an actual snake tattoo on his wrist. I think the guy actually had like the same snake tattoo on his wrist, and it's the same thing as the Grand Serpent. It's the exact same thing as the Grand Serpent. So yeah, like I don't know. I think because I think obviously like that tattoo doesn't really show up until, because I think even now I'm vaguely remembering that tattoo on the guy's hand, but then that tattoo doesn't really show up under that kind of significant context until much later on when we see it involved with the Grand Serpent. So yeah, I don't know what's the deal with that. But then I think like someone was clearly trying to stop. Like I think like the Doctor is being stopped by Division, but I think then if Division is involved with the Grand Serpent in the same way that like he is with Unit and everything, then yeah, I think so they must be using like Division is using Tecte herself to actually stop the Doctor, and then she's using Division members and Division operatives still within the universe and on Earth and everything to actually try and stop the companions from trying to reach out and trying to find the Doctor. And because even they're tracking onto that date, they're actually kind of tracking after that date that the great big battle for Earth begins. So then they're trying to track onto that. So then that's obviously foiling Division's plan. So then they're having assassins and death threats sent after them, so that's just a whole other bag of fish. But they handle themselves well. I think even like Yaz and Dan, like Yaz actually managing to fight the guy off, and then Dan crawling out from under the bed and actually tripping him up. Like that teamwork was some solid stuff. That teamwork was absolutely solid stuff. But then the guy, obviously being an assassin, he can't risk capture, he can't risk being interrogated or being captured, so then of course he breaks off a cyanide pill and then chows down on that. So but I mean, hey, it speaks volume. I mean, on the one hand, it does speak volumes about the companions if they're really like that dangerous enough to the Division's operations, if they're worth actually sending bombs and assassins after. But then on the other hand, it could be like, for them it could just as easily be pest control. But I think because they're connected to the Doctor there, because they're specifically connected to the Doctor and they're actually working with her and they're actually closing in on important details, I feel like it's more like like pest control, but just like the highest level for them. Like for them it's like okay, like they're connected to they're companions of the Doctor, so that means they are of like an equal threat level, but then they're also humans, so it should be easy enough to take them out. But then they are humans who have traveled with the Doctor, they're smart, they're intuitive. Yaz just carrying that team on her back, and then like occasionally taking turns with Dan, like Dan having his own useful information, but Yaz, she was carrying that team on her back, and she just she's amazing. Yaz is just incredible. She's incredible. She's incredible. So I love her. She easily very quickly become one of my favorite companions. She just is like she fits with the Doctor so well. She's like very naturally adaptable and intuitive, and she's she just makes for such a great companion, and she vibes with the Doctor so damn well. So yeah, so she carried the team on her back, and then they, traveled across the world and went to different places, and they eventually reached the Wall of China and actually left like a nice kind of white SOS message for Carvanisa. They painted so much, they painted like a huge lettering and stuff, which could have taken them forever, so they did some great stuff there too. So yeah, So yeah, also like the secret date was that they had the month and the date down, but not quite the year. So I think the year might as well be 2021. With that ending, with the Sontarans and everything coming in, with that ending, I think it might as well be 2021. It might as well be December 5th, 2021. So a date we can still experience, a date we in real time as viewers can still experience, and then still, I don't know if they, I mean, I feel like it would be hoping for too much if to see if the BBC is actually gonna if the Doctor Who social medias are actually gonna post anything on that day to be like, hey, it's now December 5th, so now be ready for. I mean, I feel like on the one hand that might be too on the nose, but then on the other hand, it's like there might just be kind of goofy enough to actually try and pull that off and try and do something. But either way, that's the date of the penultimate kind of battle, like the battle for Earth. Like Earth is gonna, like as the Ood said, Earth would be the apex, the apex war throughout the entire, like what was left of the universe after this flux, to actually maintain some sense of like superiority and supremacy and like power and everything. But then even then, it's like, you know, again, it's like I feel like either the races don't care or they're just kind of ignoring everyone, saying like, you know, like saying that, you know, like even if they do maintain some sense of power, it's not going to last long, because they are all destined, like each and every one of them is destined to die at the hands of the Flux and the hands of Division, because then this universe as a whole is dying. So I think like these races just really don't care. So yeah, so now I think just with with next episode being the finale too, I have no idea like if we're actually gonna see some kind of like, I mean, because like I think the races that we've seen who are aware of the Flux and who are actually trying to do something, are the Sontarans, the Cybermen, and the Daleks. Those three races. Angels are working for the Division, so I think they're not too like interested in war. But I think those three armies, like the Sontarans, Daleks, and Cybermen, so I'm fully expecting those three races to be actually like for some kind of Lord of the Rings style kind of battle, like of like the battle of the 5 armies. But instead, with this one, it's like 3, and then maybe like a 4th one with whatever armies like the Earth can conjure up and everything, and stuff. So yeah, I'm expecting a whopper of a premiere. I'm expecting a premiere that will be a nightmare, full-on nightmare to edit for reactions. So next weekend should be insane. So yeah. And then we had a bit of Division. We had some Division stuff. So with the history of Division that they outlined in this, I am kind of expecting that if you want a more in-depth or maybe like a proper introductory look at Division, then you might have to check out the classic series. So I think either way, I mean either way, like not just because of potential Division history, but just because it's where Doctor Who started, is because you know, like the classics are where Doctor Who originated and everything. Either way, I think, you know, I've heard the vast majority of things that I've heard about the classic series are great. I think honestly, the only bad things I've heard are that the early episodes are missing, like stuff from the first Doctor to the 3rd Doctor, like some of the footage is missing, or even the stuff that's been recovered is in like a different language, or it's like in like it's corrupt in some way, but it's still partially viewable. Honestly, like the existence and quality of like the earliest footage of the earliest seasons is pretty much the worst thing I've heard about it in terms of story and character and just like how much of it there is. I've heard nothing but good stuff about Classic Who and how much people have enjoyed it, and like from people who actually grew up on Classic Who and then were reintroduced to it through New Who, and even people who like from the newer generations and actually went back and watched the classic stuff after discovering the new stuff. So Classic Who I think it's definitely going to need to be, it's definitely going to be something I feel like I actually need to check out at some point. So yeah, I think truth be told, a few years ago I did like make an effort to look up some of the older episodes, and I think it's 3 episodes. I think it's 3 episodes from the first Doctor's run, because I actually back then did want to start from the very beginning and actually watch as much as what was left of the beginning as I could. So I think I actually found a few episodes online on some streaming sites. I think I actually kind of checked out like the first 2 episodes, and I think it was like a bit like it felt like a bit to get into, because it felt ever so slightly slow burny, so I didn't really kind of get too far into it and stuff. So that happened. But I think I've actually given the early stuff a try, but I think I don't know if actually watching the first and second and third stuff is actually possible, or if it's actually as easy as that, or if it's actually like there's a lot there that's actually unavailable or anything. But I think as far as I know, everything from the 4th Doctor onwards is complete and intact, and it's easily viewable for anyone and stuff. So I think everything from the 4th Doctor onwards, like that's where there's no footage availability or viewability kind of problems at all. Like everything from the 4th Doctor is intact. It's available online. You can easily watch it. So yeah, at some point I'll have to check out Classic Who and actually discover that side of the Whoniverse for the first time. So that should be fun. I mean, yeah, the only things from Classic Who I've seen, especially within context, is the regenerations. I think because like even the Doctor Who YouTube channel actually does have all the Doctor's regenerations from the first one to 12 and 13, from 12 to 13. all those regenerations are like neatly compiled in their own little video, and I think they've even got their own compilation of all the Doctor Who intros and title cards and stuff that they've used. I think those are the only two videos I've watched. The intros, like the evolution of the intros, and the regenerations too. Like those are the only things I've watched. I haven't really watched any other kind of episodes or clips or scenes or whatever. So yeah, I think the classic universe is something I could and probably should definitely get into in the future. So yeah, and then discover Division, and then discover like a lot of other stuff down the line too. So that should be fun. But yeah, we do get clarification from Tech Yoon, and we'll get to that in a minute. We do get clarification that Division began on Gallifrey, and it was their job. I mean, well, they made it their job. They made it their job to actually mold time to the ways that they saw fit and the way that they saw right and everything. So I think in that way, I think they kind of are like I feel like, I mean, maybe not necessarily like the TVA, but I think more like I think they're called the Commission. Like the agency from the Umbrella Academy that actually sends agents throughout time and have them alter time or actually do things in like a different way and everything. So those ones, I think maybe in terms of how they exist, because I think even the Commission exists on Earth, just in different places throughout time itself. But then, yeah, but I think then the TVA actually exists outside the universe. I'm thinking with this one too, we got like an amazing visual of how the Division itself is like an actual kind of spatial kind of universe station that exists between universes. So I think that visual is just really crazy to look at. And I think that the actual background of where the Division is just like nothing but blankness and everything, but then like on either side of it is like rests one universe with its own like stars and galaxies and ever growing smaller because of Flux, and then there's like a whole like another universe on the other side of it that's actually still thriving and flourishing and everything. So yeah, so they confirmed the multiverse too. Doctor Who has the multiverse. I mean, it's not like they've ever really denied it, because I think they've dealt with parallel universes before. I think they've dealt with parallel universes. And I think in the 11th Doctor's run, there was also like an episode with I think House, I think his name was. I think there was like an actual living planet they kept on luring Time Lords outside of their universe through TARDISes and through wormholes and everything like that. It was a literal lone planet outside of the actual universe, outside of the known universe that actually existed. I mean, with that, I would kind of say maybe I'm surprised that they didn't detect Division then. But then, of course, if the universe is like a bubble, maybe if the universe actually exists as like an actual bubble, like in an actual circular bubble shape, then maybe. Maybe even in that episode, like Division was on one side, but then the Doctor, like 11 and Rory and Amy actually exited on the other side. So then maybe they're too far apart. Maybe they're not actually specifically looking for Division, so they wouldn't know to find it. But then I think in that episode, they literally left through a wormhole in their universe and actually exited the universe and actually found the other planet. There was like a literal junkyard. It was one where the TARDIS actually became like an actual organic being again. I think I don't know if she was human, but I think she actually became like an actual organic humanoid being again, or just like for the first time. So there was that episode. So I think they've dealt with alternate realities before, even parallel Earth, the actual parallel Earth and everything. They actually dealt with alternate universe before, but I think they've just I think to my knowledge, they've never specifically dealt with alternate universes in that way, like actual like one universe 1 and universe 2. So I think with this one, it's the actual proper visual and verbal confirmation that that there actually exists a universe outside that extend beyond their own, and there's like an actual multiverse. There is like an actual genuine multiverse. So yeah, but I think even the way they're exploring it here too, I think kind of feels like, especially with what they're doing with the Flux, it feels like it's easily inhabitable as well. It feels like, that like the way that Teta was describing it too, it feels like she was saying it's like just another universe out there that's already flourishing. So like they can easily go into it without worrying about if they have doppelgangers, because alternate universe kind of somewhat implies the existence of doppelgangers and other versions of you. So then, but then I think this universe never had a Doctor. I think, this universe never had its own Doctor. Like our Doctor. I think if the Doctor assuming the Doctor definitely did come through that wormhole from another universe, then that may just mean that, you know, like maybe like this universe didn't have one of her. Like maybe like this was the universe without a doctor. So then, by that logic, this universe is only as safe and as as safe as it is because the doctor came through. Because like, I mean, assuming, because even the doctor did say that, you know, like she like there's no way of really knowing exactly what she was doing there. Like she could have easily been waiting to be collected, she could have been dropped off, she could have been waiting for someone else, she could have been she might not even come through there, she might have just kind of, you know, wandered up to the portal, but then actually picked up by Tech Yoon. So there's no clear way of knowing. But I think the kind of I feel like the answer they're still veering towards is like story-wise, at least, the answer they're veering towards is the fact that she came through that wormhole and she's really not of this universe, but then she still was acclimated into it by Tech Yoon and actually given that kind of, you know, like accommodation and everything on Gallifrey and everything. So she still did her thing. I feel like I should be drinking more water as well to actually hydrate, but instead just getting myself hopped up on M&Ms. But you know, sugar takes you really, really high and then brings you down really, really low as well. Because I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna end up crashing after I stop recording this video. So that's fun. So yeah, I mean, I think I actually had the theory beforehand. I think I might have had the theory beforehand that that this universe may well just end up dying and the Doctor can't really stop it, and then like the specials might just be about actually moving her to the next universe and seeing her actually do the same thing there too, actually having her save them and actually fighting for, you know, peace and justice and safety in the new universe too. And then the new official series might actually be introducing the new Doctor, the next Doctor to this new universe too. So then the specials might just be almost exclusively about world building and introducing new enemies, and even having some of the old ones showing up there too, like, oh, surprise, some of the old enemies are still here and everything. So yeah, there's a multiverse, so that's that. And I think the universe has died too. I mean, it kind of got me thinking from the beginning, if this is what they're doing, does this mean they've done it before? But I think not really, because I think the division has only really existed, I think, because the Doctor was found by Tech Yoon in the ancient days of Gallifrey. In the ancient days of Gallifrey, like when there was no Citadel, no Time Lords, just Gallifreyans, and they're still, you know, like their baseline level of tech, which was still leagues ahead of anything. Because I feel like Gallifrey may very well be older than Earth too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that ancient Gallifrey would still wouldn't mean that it's still. I mean, it definitely must be older than Earth. But then I think, like Earth. I think in that something. I mean, because it must be like maybe in terms of like the human timeline. Like maybe it was during the Stone Age for humanity that the Gallifreyans, but like maybe it was during the Stone Age for humanity that that Tech Yoon found the Doctor, and then like as the timeless child, and then she experimented on her and did all that stuff. So then, like, as humanity was growing through like the stone and bronze and all the different ages and coming up with their own technologies and their own creations and everything, and then the Gallifreyans were doing the same thing with their ability to regenerate and to live forever and to actually have everlasting life. And then they were building the Citadel and actually coming up with their own kind of control and kind of like kind of accessibility to time and all that kind of stuff, and they were becoming Time Lords and everything. So, you know, I mean, Earth still had its lords, but they were next to nothing compared to the Time Lords. So that is like one kind of flex that Gallifrey has over them. So that's that. But yeah, no. So then I think because of that, then like Division has only really ever been around since after the Doctor. I think Division. I think like a lot of what Gallifrey did with the Time Lords and with their own divisions and departments and their own technology, like a lot of what they've accomplished is because of the Doctor. Because the Doctor gave them the key to what is essentially immortality, to what is it essentially immortality, or just like longer life. Like maybe some of them still chose to die off at some point, and others chose to live on. But the Doctor essentially gave them the key to everlasting life. So then, because of that, a lot of what they have is because of her and her ability to regenerate, which they essentially stole. They essentially stole it. So, you know, I think because that, like, Division and the Time Lords and everything they have has only ever lived as long as her. So then because of that, I feel like, you know, I think when she mentioned that the universe is going to die and go on, I think part of me did wonder, like does this mean they've done it before? And maybe, like, because then I wondered, like, if they've done it before, does that then mean that there's almost like a cycle to the multiverse? Like maybe there's not enough. I mean, because I think that would really contradict the multiverse. That would contradict the concept of the multiverse, because then the multiverse is meant to be that, it's like an infinite number of universes all existing on the same kind of dimensional plane and everything. But then if like they have some kind of a cycle to it, then that would mean that there's some kind of limitation to that plane, and then maybe some universes have to die out in order for other ones to exist. But no, the universe dying is because the Division hates the Doctor. The Division is just cautious and wary. The Division is scared of the Doctor. The Division is scared of the Doctor. Even in, well, I mean, unless you want to take Tecteun's words, like they're wary of the Doctor. They're cautious of her. Like they know that she's capable and like really she's both capable and she's also persistent. Like those two qualities make her deadly to them. So, like, the Division knows that the Doctor would stop at nothing to find them, but then even if, like, well, I mean, she, yeah, like, I think, well, because I think she didn't really know about them, and, like, because I think it wasn't even before 13 that she knew, like, it wasn't before her 13th incarnation that she actually knew and heard of the Division, or even remembered them. Or even actually knew about them. So then it wasn't until then that she actually knew. So, like they knew that if she ever found out, because then she finds out, she is known to either intentionally find things out or to even stumble across things through word of mouth or some reveal or something that happens in an episode. So they knew that if she did find out, which she likely eventually would, then she would stop at nothing to find them, and then she would find out exactly what it is they do, and she would disagree with it vehemently, and then she would actually make it her mission to shut them down. So because of that, I think she even used to work for them. She even used to actually work for them. So then I think that they even took those memories from her to keep her at bay and to keep her at as many arms distances as possible. So she even used to work for her, like as the fugitive doctor. So like as the fugitive doctor, she used to work for her. But then in that flashback, we saw Vinda, or whoever was replaced by Vinda in 13's memory reincarnation. That like they said, like the Division promised like one final mission, and then you're good to go. You're off. You're laid off. They will let you go, and everything. So I think she worked with them under some kind of like a contract for whatever reason. So they let her go, but then to prevent her from actually, I think, well, yeah, since she worked with them before, which had to have been willingly, I think, well, knowing the Division, I think they must have manipulated. I think knowing the Division, they must have actually given her, like they must have twisted the truth in order to get her to work with them, and actually told her, oh, you'd be, like, you love saving people, you love saving the universe, you love solving problems, you love stopping evil threats, and then, because of that, you get to do this. And I think she was stopping Swarm and Azure, so maybe they manipulated her into working for them, but then afterwards it's like, like she kept questioning things, or she kept like doing different things. I think, because even back then, I think they had like, even back then she was glitching in and out of her own memories, but then they still called that like, they had a term for that, like time hassling, or time hazing, time hazing or something, like well, when her mind was sort of switching in and out of actual memories and timelines and everything. So like they had a term for it even back then. So I think that's like a sign that it had happened before and it was actually happening again. So because of that, because of that, I think they erased her memories, but then also like to make sure that she would never remember them and try and go after them again. Maybe they did the same thing, so that's like a whole other question. But then like they knew that if she ever stumbled upon them again, then she would find out. In like especially even without having a memory suit, because I think the Doctor that's experiencing and meeting Division now is one that doesn't remember, that doesn't have any knowledge of her past lives, and doesn't have any idea of what they used her for and what they made her do for them. So because of that, this is a Doctor with like a somewhat more kind of biased kind of view, like she is working under the perspective of, of like not remembering working for them, and so not having that knowledge. So yeah, if you can tell me that like these episodes are exhausting, there's so much that fucking goes on and it's exhausting, so bear with me. So then that happens, so then yeah, so I mean overall they knew that if she ever found out about them and found out what they do, then she would come across, then she would try and take them down. So then because of that too, like they kept her at arm's distance. But then I think towards the end of it, she then ended up actually finding out about them anyway. So then for them, the only clue then, like they couldn't get close to her and actually and erase her memories again without risking detection or So they also think that for them, their best kind of thing, and of course what she does too. They hate what she does. They hate her for who she is and what she does. She inspires. She brings about hope and peace. She asks questions and she raises questions. She inspires people to rise up, to revolt, and to actually ask questions and to try and fight for a better tomorrow. Like everything she does and everything she stands for, everything that she is and who she is, the division hates because it goes against their morals. Like for them, they control time in like a much more manipulative and often kind of unbiased way, which results in people dying. And they control time and control the universe in a very controlling and kind of like semi kind of oppressive way too. So, you know, because of that, like, you know, like the Doctor like stands directly in the way of everything that they believe in and everything that they want to accomplish. So because of that, she's got to go. So then because of that too, they decided that the universe had to die and the Doctor had to die within it. So then they sent in the Flux. So yeah, the woman is Tecteun, the woman who now. Like she said, Division's leadership has now fallen onto her shoulders, but there was never any mention of who ran it before or like who, you know, because I imagine because of its Gallifreyan history and its kind of Gallifreyan origins, I really imagine that the Division might have had some kind of elders council, like a similar to the way that, like the Jedi Council has its own kind of masters and, you know, Jedi, you know, High elders and everything. I'm fully like I was fully expecting that the Division actually might have like an elder council of Time Lords or ancient Gallifreyans or whatever. But yeah, but Tecteun, and she was Tecteun too. That reveal got me. I mean, again, I did not think she would be Tecteun. I think Tecteun was the last name. I was like fully the last name I was expecting to actually to be revealed as who she is. I was like, that's the last thing I was expecting. I was like, oh my god, is she gonna be yet another Doctor? Is she gonna be the Doctor from like another universe too? Is she gonna be the Doctor from the future? Like, is this gonna be some other kind of mind meldy shit of like, oh, she's like another Doctor that kind of grew old and lived her life? Or maybe I was like, oh my god, I swear to God, if she's like another Master, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But then no, it's actually like a far more logical, far more understandable and far more acceptable kind of thing once you hear it out loud, once you actually get to it out loud. Because I mean, she said, I mean, her name was the last line. Like the first line was, you know, I'm the woman who found you. So then that would be, you know, from people who remember the time as child, like that would be Tecteun the ancient and everything. So Tecteun like still lived like all these years she lived from. You know, because I'm pretty sure like she experimented on the Doctor while she was in her ship. Like she experimented on the child while it was still on her ship and everything, and then it was on her ship that she actually extracted the ability to regenerate, and then she actually did that stuff. So then like over time, like on her way from that planet back to Gallifrey, she unlocked the ability to regenerate. And she actually managed to. I'm pretty sure it was on her ship. She successfully managed to transplant that ability. So then, by the time she got back to Gallifrey, she was ready to actually give it to everyone, and she was actually ready to kind of, you know, rebirth this whole new generation of Gallifreyans that could live for literal millennia, and then they could advance further and higher and further and faster and everything. So, you know, but then after that too, I think I'm pretty sure after she got the Doctor back to Gallifrey, the Doctor kind of went on their own life, and they still kept on regenerating, but then they went on their own life, and they lived through everything that the Time Lords managed to establish in their lifetimes and everything. So then after that, and then even after that, like the Doctor ran away in one of their bodies, and then, you know, never to be seen again. And then Tecteun, I mean, you know, God knows how she survived the Time War stuff, like if she managed to escape or if she managed to, you know, like leave or something. But then she, you know, she got away, and then I think she well, I mean, got away might be because I mean, with her connection to Division, I think given how long how long it's implied she's been with Division, she could have easily been there when Division was created, and she could have been working for Division the whole time. So then she and with Division being between universes, I think like they could have easily established that from pretty early on too. So then, you know, after she got back and after they created Division, after they founded Division, I think it's safe to say that like her time on Gallifrey was actually far less spent. So then she could have easily watched as Gallifrey was destroyed from Division, like between universes, like she could have easily watched as Gallifrey was destroyed, and then even after the whole thing was changed with time, with them doing the thing in the 50th and everything. So yeah, Tecteun has seen some shit, and she's been through many years. So Yeah, because then even then, like she was an adult. She was like an actual adult by the time she found the Doctor too. So I think she has lived far longer than the Doctor has and everything. And I think she's even had like she even actually mentioned she's had a few regenerations herself, but then her eyes have still kind of I think she mentioned like her eyes have still stayed the same or stayed similar. So I think it took the Doctor it took the Doctor a good while to properly clock it and everything, and then it actually took it actually took Tae-Yoon revealing it herself for the truth to come out. So that was the whole thing. So that was that. So Tae-Yoon, she's back. Well, and then she died. She came back, and then at the very end she died at the hands of Swarm. So yeah. And then we had the Grand Serpent, and the Grand Serpent was there from the very beginning, and he was molding, and I think honestly changing, because I think again the way that they've been like I think that kind of stuff this season, I think that just clearly goes to show that they're really kind of going back in time and changing things. I think that and other stuff like other events and other kind of timeline events that aren't really coming to my mind right now, because my mind is just fucking watching this show with ADHD is honestly one of the just worst combinations, I swear to God. It's literally like they're changing time, and it's like even the way that Kate experiences unit as well has been changed, because now she's it's different for her, and it's like this stuff never happened for her in previous seasons. So now it's like now we're in we have no idea when. I mean, besides from in 2021, like we have no idea where in Kate's life this takes place. Like if she remembers the previous experiences of like a perfectly fine and perfectly stable kind of unit with previous doctors and stuff, and it's like that kind of stuff. It's like they're changing time in the wackiest of ways and in the most mind-boggling ways and everything. And it's like I definitely enjoy it, but it's still just it's a lot to think about. It's definitely like a lot to think about and a lot to try and fit in your head, let alone in the timeline. But they showed how the Grand Serpent was on Earth, and he had been moved to Earth, and he had been there since the beginning. He was there at the very creation, at the founding of UNIT. So I think the guy mentioned a British intelligence agency, like a British task force that was designed and created to actually try and detect threats from other worlds, actually to detect threats that were not of this world, that were actually from outer space, and to detect extraterrestrial kind of threats and everything. So, but I think okay, now I need water. The two names that kept blinking in my head because I didn't know which one to choose. Two names that kept blinking in my head were Unit and Torture. So I don't know which one to go for. Like which one could he be talking about? Which because I think both of them essentially are British British task forces and intel agencies that deal with that kind of stuff. But then I remembered the Queen was the one who founded Torture. The Queen, after that werewolf episode, she was the one who was we need an institute that is here without the Doctor's help. We need our own way, like a way that the Doctor doesn't know about. We need a much more secret kind of organization that deals with these kind of threats when the Doctor isn't around, and especially one that the Doctor doesn't know about. And then that's when she founded Torchwood. So she founded that, but then this one is actually and I think especially with this one being a more military run too. This one is founded by people from the military, and it's built and organized and driven hand-driven like an actual military organization. So then that one has Unit plastered all over it. That just screams Unit. So I was like, oh great, so now we're actually going to see the creation and the founding of Unit. Unit, I feel like Unit, I feel like in their own ways, I definitely feel like in their own ways, Unit and Torchwood are both the shield of Doctor Who. They're both kind of in their own ways. I think Torchwood is a lot more secretive. They're an actual more secretive kind of agency and everything, and they're a bit, and they're a bit more, and they're Torchwood is actually based physically based underground too. So I think they're a bit like Shield, but then Unit is also like a tiny bit like Shield, but I feel like in that sense Unit Torchwood might be a bit more like Shield, and I think especially with Torchwood having its own spin-off too. Torchwood having its own spin-off that was, I think from what I've heard, fairly successful. Torchwood might be a bit more like Shield. and then maybe Unit is like the ATCU, like I mean the ATCU, but I think like a lot more kind of long lasting and a lot more kind of impactful and fleshed out and everything. So, but I think in their own ways, Unit and Torchwood could easily be like the shield of the universe and everything. So. But with Unit, though, it's like pretty exclusively like military run. It's like a military organization. I think they're like an actual kind of army for extraterrestrial things. Like, you know, like Torchwood would be their own kind of small kind of 6-7 person kind of team of like agents that deal with that kind of stuff. But then Unit is like, you know, if you need an actual army to deal with alien threats, then Unit is the one you call in and stuff. But then as I say, Shield, Torchwood just kind of investigates this stuff and actually does it on their own time, in the shadows of their own kind of territory and everything. So the Grand Serpent was there, and I think he was definitely molding time too. He was molding time. He was actually molding time, and he was taking out. He was growing. He was like a hydra. He was like a hydra within the ranks of Unit, and he was growing, and he was climbing, and he was killing opposite anyone who opposed him, anyone who would find out what he really was, and anyone who would actually try and dare stand in his way. Like the first guy used the device and found out he was an alien, and then found out his true form, and then he was killed. And then the second guy just kind of refused to let him do it, and he also actively discouraged him from running for like a higher position within Unit and everything. So then, so that pissed the Serpent off, and then he actually decided to kill him. And I think the way he kills people too, he has that snake thing. I don't know at what point he gets the snake inside them. That is the most curious and most concerning thing for me, because I think that snake is a pretty big fucking thing. So I have no idea. I don't know if he slowly poisons them over time, or if he actually has it kind of, because I think it phases into him. It climbs out of the body through the mouth and then phases back into him. But then I don't know if he actually. If he actually if the way that they come out is the same way they're going, because then that's something if they're asleep, then that's even creepier. But then it would be appropriately creepier because it's him. But then I just genuinely have no idea how he actually gets that thing inside them in the first place, and then they actually poison them and kill them from the inside out, and then they come crawling out of their mouth, and that's the Serpent too. That's the Serpent, and then he's the Grand Serpent, so he's the one who controls it and hosts it and everything. So. There's him, and I think he has like a snake tattoo on his thing, and like everyone who works for him and everyone he works with actually has the same snake tattoo, so they're the same serpent tattoo, so they're with him. So then again, that tattoo was the one that showed up with the assassin waiter dude on the actual on the ship, the assassin that was sent after Yaz, Dan, and Jericho. That was the same assassin, so he works for the Grand Serpent. He worked for the Grand Serpent at this point. So then the Grand Serpent was just kind of like just molding Unit and actually rising through the ranks and quietly assassinating anyone who was standing in his way, and he was actually building his own way up through the ranks and actually kind of like and building Unit around him. But then the one woman who would never take any shit from him, like the one woman who would not only not take any shit from him, she would find out exactly what he really was, and she would also find out that Unit had been changed from the inside out from the beginning because of this guy, because he was there from the beginning and he was molding Unit around him, and he was taking out anyone who was standing in opposition against him. She is the one woman who would actually be able to detect what was going on from the beginning and actually do her homework, and she would investigate and she would find out all these things and actually find out exactly at least near enough what was going on and actually warn him. And that is Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Kate Lethbridge Stewart returned. Kate returned. Easily one of my favourite cameos this season. I mean, I'm really hoping it's not just a cameo. I'm really hoping we actually see her in the finale too. I'm hoping we actually see her in like a more prominent role in the finale, and like her having been like, and I think her making a stand. I think it excited me to see her back, but then it terrified me knowing that she was making such a stand against the Grand Serpent, and I think everyone who's done that so far has ended up dead. So I was like, oh God, please do not, and I mean do not, to bring Kate Lethbridge Stewart back just to kill her and just to make a point of how powerful the Grand Serpent is. They're like, don't bring her back just to try and actually emphasize him being this great and all-powerful murderous kind of villain, But Kate is intuitive, and she's smart, and I figured he'd either show up at her house and try and kill her there, or maybe he'd try and, like that shot of her walking home later that night and actually going to her house. I figured, there must be some kind of bomb in there, so the entire place is just going to be blown to absolute smithereens, and there's going to be nothing left just to ensure that she's dead. And then as soon as she actually clicks her hand through the door, that kind of that key triggers a bomb on the inside of that should on the inside of the actual door handle, and she can hear that beeping from the other side. And she's like, oh hell no, and she just legs it and everything. So you know, I mean, you watch the episode, you know exactly what happened. I don't know why I have a tendency to actually recite each and every scene frame by frame. It's just like as I'm saying it, I'm pretty much visualizing it. So then that's kind of why I just end up like speaking like that. So that happened. So then yeah, so luckily she didn't die. Luckily she's the only one who actually saw what was coming. She actually knew what was coming. And then afterwards, I think after that, I mean, truth be told, right? I think deep down she had to at least half expect that, because I think if she knew exactly what he had done, and if she knew exactly how long his operation had been going on, and just how much damage he'd done under the eye of everyone at unit and under the noses of everyone at unit, I think she even said she was wearing some kind of psychic kind of deflector kind of thing that would actually protect her from anything that he used to kill the other people. So I think she knew. I think at the very least, like, I think going up against him like that, actually making that kind of a stand against him, she knew he would try and find another way to kill her. So then she didn't know exactly what, but I think she was still prepared for anything. So I think that's why she actually managed to detect the bomb from that far away. So then she still knew, okay, I've made my stand against him now, so now I need to be prepared for anything. So then she was, and then after that, I think upon finding out where she lived and managing to hit her where it hurts and hit her home and everything, I think she figured out that, okay, she's really not that safe if you can actually track down where she lives and try and kill her that way. So, so then she actually decides that, you know, like, her home isn't safe, and then she even contacted Osgood. She even contacted Osgood and actually told her that she's going dark, and broke her phone too. So now she's gone off the grid, and she's going to need to find a way to actually take down the Grand Serpent and reclaim Unit in her family's name and everything. So that's going to be a whole thing. But seeing Kate back, oh god, give me Kate and the Doctor, give me Kate and this new Doctor. Oh my god, I've never wanted anything so badly. Now I think, you know, there are combinations of older companions I've wanted with 13. There are combinations, but if you give me if you give me Yaz and Kate and the Doctor, this will easily be one of the best finales I've ever watched. This will easily, next week will, if all three of them are together next week, then easily, you know, give me Dan, Jericho, and maybe Top Hat. I think, I don't know, well, Dan, Jericho, and Top Hat, and, like, you know, maybe like Dan, Jericho, and Vinda, and maybe Top Hat too. But then more importantly, give me the Doctor and Yaz and Kate. Oh god, if that trio comes into fruition in the finale, I don't know if I'm going to survive. I really do not know if I'm actually going to live to see the next day after that episode. That is going to be just one of the best trios I've ever seen in this show. Like, that one episode is just going to easily be one of the best finales I've ever seen if they give me that trio. So yeah, hopefully Kate has a much more prominent role in the next episode, and if she does, then maybe hopefully the Doctor and Yaz are reunited, and then they're united with Kate as well, and she's out there trying to help them stop the Grand Serpent and everything else happening. So oh god, god, okay. So yeah, just give me that, and I will be happy. I'll be happier. So yeah, but yeah, Kate has gone off the grid now, and I mean, she told Osgood she was going dark, so I think chances are she's not really going to be meeting up with Osgood, so then Osgood might not really get much of like an appearance or anything, or she might get like another name drop or like another reference or something, but then that might be it. So I mean, seeing Osgood back again would be good, that would be cool, but I don't think we're going to be getting that, so no sorry, Bob. But yeah, Kate, she clocked it from miles away, like she detected it from like an early like an early enough kind of point, and then she actually started doing some investigating and actually looked back through old Unit records and actually found out exactly what happened, and found out how Unit had been changed from the inside, and how the dude had been growing like a literal Hydra, just with one head instead, and then actually confronted him, and then she was, I think she confronted him, but then she was also prepared. She was prepared from that point onwards to do whatever needed to be done. So yeah, that was cool. And they have a TARDIS at Unit 2. That has to be like a classic thing. I think it has to be a classic thing for many reasons. I think it has to be like a classic reference of some kind, but also like the TARDIS looks really, really old. It definitely looks like an actual classic TARDIS from like the previous kind of Doctors. And I think the only Doctors I've heard of that, I think the only Doctors I've heard that have actually been involved with Unit throughout Classic Who the third, the fourth, and maybe the fifth. I think the third and fourth definitely. I think the third and fourth I've heard like they had some they had some stories involved with the unit, and then I think maybe after that I think the sixth or something, or the sixth, or I think was it the sixth? I don't know. I'm not sure about anyone else, but I think the ones I've heard that have actually had pretty kind of heavy kind of involvement and heavy kind of stories and pretty kind of very very kind of like a lot of involvement with the unit are the third and fourth Doctors. So it has to be one of their TARDISes. It has to be easy be one of their TARDISes. So I don't know if that's I don't know if that's actually like a reference to like a classic episode, or if they just kind of like if like like they just happened to like find like a TARDIS is like I think they said it was the only anomaly they found out. They they actually detected something else, but then the TARDIS being there was the only anomaly they found out, and they didn't know who it belonged to or something, and then they couldn't get in, so they just they somehow managed to just like pick it up and put it onto a truck and move it into the office and everything. So how they got it in through the doors, I have no clue. Like how, because I don't know how they actually managed to get it in. Because I think the doors that they came through, I think that would not, like, you would not be able to actually push a TARDIS through this. I think unless they built the room around it or something. I doubt the TARDIS was in that room to begin with. I think that they said it was the only anomaly they found out there. So I think they really went out to detect something and investigate something, and then they found the TARDIS, and then that was it. So how they got it in there without going inside, and because even if they got inside, like, they would have no idea how to pilot it. So they could easily get something wrong. So I have no idea, but they have a TARDIS. They had a TARDIS in the corner of that general dude had a TARDIS in the corner of that room. And I think at some point, like another Easter egg. I'm pretty sure, like, because I was actually in the middle of it. Like I've written so much down for this episode alone, but I think I was constantly writing down different details that I thought would be noteworthy and worthy of mentioning in the review. So I was constantly like actually looking down, but still trying to listen to like the background audio and everything. I'm pretty sure. I think I heard Lethbridge Stewart like a name drop at some point as well. Like in that same scene, in that same context, when the general was actually taking the Grand Serpent to his office and everything. I think when he was because I think his name was Preston. His name was Preston. Like his human name was Preston. Like the identity he adopted and everything. So when the general was actually escorting him down the stairs to his office, I think like he was giving him like this whole kind of speech, or like some kind of tour of unit or something, like the new unit, the one that had actually been built and everything. So I'm like 80 to 90% sure. I'm pretty sure I heard I actually heard like an actual Lethbridge Stewart name drop somewhere in there. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and actually watch the episode again. Then I will at least watch that specific scene again. I'm pretty sure there was like an actual Lethbridge Stewart name drop in there somewhere. So Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. He is not only one of the most iconic characters in Doctor Who history, but then he's also like a pretty iconic unit character. Like he's the one unit member. Like he is. If the Doctor, I feel like if the Doctor was Batman, then, or like if the older Doctors were Batman, then then Brigadier would be Jim Gordon. He'd essentially be Jim Gordon. Then Unit would be the GCPD. Unit would be the GCPD. Like the older Doctors would be Batman, and then Unit would be the GCPD, and then Brigadier would be Jim Gordon. He's the Jim Gordon to the Doctor's Batman. So because then Lethbridge Stewart would not have been, I don't know what his actual first name is, but I think the Brigadier wouldn't have been in Unit from its creation. It would be like a few years down the line that he would actually have been there. So I don't think the second time we saw Preston at the second time we saw the Serpent at the Unit, it had definitely been well established, and it had already been built up, and it was already like an up and running kind of thing. So like a few years into that kind of run, I'm expecting Brigadier would have been there. I don't know if he actually. Brigadier. I don't know exactly what kind of a rank or what kind of or what level of clearance that a brigadier is. Like at what point if he becomes a brigadier, or if he joins a brigadier, or if he actually becomes. I think Brigadier is not his first name. Brigadier is his title. I'm pretty sure. Like Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Like captain or general or something. So don't know if he actually joined a brigadier, or if he actually joined as something else, like a captain, or like a, what other titles are there, like a corporal, maybe like a captain or a corporal, maybe, and maybe like a few years afterwards he actually becomes a brigadier or something. So I think they didn't actually show him, but I think the name was dropped. So I think he must have been present there. Like if there was that name drop, then he definitely must have been present there, and he actually must have been doing something with it. But then we definitely don't see him. Don't know if we heard him, because there was like there was some speaking going on. I wasn't able to immediately isolate all the voices and actually identify them and everything. So I think I don't know if he actually spoke in the background, or if he actually just kind of like had like some kind of body double walking past or something. And everything, so he must have been there in his early years, in his own early years at UNIT, and like him being like maybe like a rookie, or like he could have been a rookie or something. So I don't know, but either way, he must have been there. So I think if he really was there, and if that kind of name drop did really happen, then that is a really cool connection to make. That's a really, I mean, you can't do the creation of UNIT and the early years of UNIT without having Brigadier there. So like he is pretty integral to the stuff that UNIT accomplished and how they worked with the Doctor and everything. So that's a pretty cool reference to have. And then Joseph Williamson, of course. Joseph Williamson, the top hat, the top hat from Liverpool. He had built those tunnels, and those tunnels were big and mazy, and I think somehow he found his way onto the ship. Somehow, I'm pretty sure at that point the ship was out in the middle of the ocean too. So somehow he found his way onto the ship. I mean, unless it had like a stop-off point, unless like the ship itself had like a stop-off point where they actually picked up other crew or other passengers or other cargo or something, then he just randomly appeared out of nowhere, and he ran into Dan again. So I mean, that was that version of him. But then they actually realized that like Dan remembering him and remembering who he was and how he met him in the first place, they realized they need to actually go to the Williamson tunnels and everything in Liverpool. So then they actually go back to his hometown, but just way back when, which they did, and then they actually found the tunnels, and then Dan got smacked in the face by him and everything. So I think the guy is I mean, from the get-go, the guy was displayed to be self-aware, and he was aware of the flux, and he was aware of the coming destruction and the coming war and everything. Like he was aware of the imminent danger, he was aware of the imminent threat, and then his whole story was that he was actually preparing for that threat by building this tunnel system that was supposed to contain something. So now we finally found out that like he was there, and I think he mentioned like all these different doors and everything, did like multiple doorways that all led somewhere, but then like door number 9 was death, like just endless death and ultimate death, just death with a capital D, and like a period at the end and everything. So he like door 9 was almost like a no-go. So yes, I think each door kind of held something different behind it, like different pathways, but then he said that because of the way things are changing, because of the flux changing, because of the universe changing, like the doorways themselves are changing and everything's shifted around, and some things have gone wrong. So he just kind of, I think they were there last. I think they were definitely in that kind of place last. So then at the end of it, like there was actually like sounds and knocking and banging from the doors coming from all around them. So someone was trying to actually break into the tunnels and everything. So that's its own thing, so can't wait to see where that leads. And yeah, I think the very end of it, the Grand Serpent was making a deal with the Sontarans. He made a deal with the Sontarans to actually, and I think he made a deal, I think he actually contacted one of his own organization members, who had like a snake tattoo on her hand too. He told her to actually lower the shields and raise the weapons and everything, but then to aim the missiles inward, so actually have the missiles destroy the Earth and destroy the surface itself. And I think there are target cities too. So I think it's essentially pulling a Terminator Judgment Day. I believe I think I've mentioned that before, but I think I've actually, having never seen the movie in its entirety, I'm not even sure if that's actually the movie that the nuclear strike takes place in. But whichever Terminator movie has the nuclear strike where the nukes go out and do a U-turn and come flying back to Earth again, they're pulling that. They're essentially trying to pull that, and they have many target cities. I think I kind of want to believe it's probably like the capitals, and it's probably London and Paris and Tokyo and all these different capital cities that have huge populaces and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's using Earth's weapon system against it, and then he's also made a deal with the Sontarans too. And they have materialized above the Lupari shields, and now they're kind of wreaking havoc, and they've kind of decided to breach now and take the war to Earth and everything. Then we had Bell and Carvanista, like Bell and Vinda were so close. Bell and Vinda were so goddamn close, but then Carvanista had to be all controlling and possessive over his own ship, and yeah, just order it back through hyperjacking and everything. So he took her away from Vinda, and then even Vinda actually detected that he was actually on that monolith kind of place that she mentioned, and then he actually even heard the ship hyperdriving away, and he even mentioned like, oh, like so someone's looking to get out in a hurry. So someone's looking to get out of here in a hurry. So they were that close. All she had to do was try and find a subtle place to actually dock and everything, and then they would have been reunited. But no, but then they were in trouble. They're in trouble because then, like, the Lupari shield was being lowered, and then even the communication was cut off, and then Sontarans had docked their ship, and they were starting to get attacked, so they're in trouble. And then, Vinda has been captured by Swarman Azure. And he was taken prisoner in one of the prisoner bodies. And I think luckily that the same prisoner body. I mean, I don't know if all the prisoner bodies are connected, so I don't know if they actually all lead to the same place, or if they're just kind of multiple ways of actually capturing like multiple people, or like an easier way of capturing multiple people, so you don't have just one prisoner body going around and running from one spot to the other, so you actually have different ones for different purposes. But I think the people they'd actually kidnapped from Pazana, from Pazana, I think they actually disintegrated them and actually used them to power themselves up and actually power time up again. So that was that whole thing. But then Vinda was transported inside the prison body, and then he met Diane. So he met Di, and she had a grudge, like she had a bone to pick with Swarman Azure, because then they put her in there. So she wasn't even afraid, she wasn't terrified, she was kind of angry and pissed off and anything. Because I think for one thing, she had a date night with Dan that they ruined. I mean, he wasn't going to show up, but still they ruined that. And then for another thing, they actually kidnapped her and put her into an actual prison body and everything. So she had a bone to pick with them. So hoping that doesn't mean that she gets too far ahead of herself and dies. I'm hoping she doesn't really just kind of try and run into a fight unprepared and end up dying at the hands of Storm or something. So hopefully she doesn't lose Dan, and hopefully Dan doesn't lose her. So Vinda and Di would be there's a hell of a duo. Sounds like a duo to keep an eye out for. So hopefully they get far and are able to reunite, and hopefully Vinda and Belle they're able to reunite and actually start their family and actually finally live in peace for once. So hopefully that happens. But yeah, and then Tectayun is dead. Tectayun died, so that happened. And then they brought the Fob Watch back too. The Fob Watch, I think the Fob Watch at this point is actually also equally iconic Time Lord technology that they store memories in it. So, like they're kind of used to actually store those memories and everything. So, and I think as soon as I saw that shape, I was like, that has to be a Fob Watch. That has to be a Gallifreyan Fob Watch. And then the camera panned down, revealed the Fob Watch, and it actually had the circles and circular writing and everything. I was like, yeah, that's got to be it. That's definitely got to be it. And I think I can't remember what it was for Ruth. I think for Ruth, I can't remember if she actually had a fob watch. I think she must have had one, right? Because I think it's almost always a fob watch. Like I think that is actually like one of the things that New Who established that it is actually a fob watch that restores your memories. I distinctly remember her actually breaking some glass and then that happening. So I think I'm gonna need to go back and watch that episode, but I think she broke some glass, and then the yellow kind of energy came bleeding out. So I don't know if she actually hid the fob watch behind some glass, or maybe she just had like some other kind of different method that she found, or what happened. But I remember her actually breaking some glass, and then actually the energy coming out for her, and then her becoming the Doctor again. For that, but I think that the pretty much like the main way is to actually store the memories in a fob watch, and then that happens that way and everything. So all of the Doctor's memories of I think potentially her work with the Division, but then also every other life she's lived. I think like just generally speaking, every other life she's lived before being the first Doctor, before becoming the Doctor, every other life that she lived, every other name, every other like face that she had, every other body she had, it's all stored inside that fob watch. So god damn, I really badly want her to get that fob watch. I really want that resolution to happen and for her to discover who she's been and like all the other people that she's been. And hopefully the next episode, Swarman and Azure are there, and they're there to wreak havoc and to cause their own kind of, very deadly, villainous kind of shenanigans. So God only knows if they'll actually let that happen, or if they're gonna get their hands on the fob watch and be like, oh, you did this, or like you let us watch the universe burn, and then we'll give you the fob watch and stuff, and they'll probably come up with their own really hazardous and really risky deal that they'll probably double cross her on anyway, and then stuff's gonna go sideways. So I think Swarman and Azure. As soon as they popped up, I had bad feelings, and then they killed Tectayun, and then she died, so now Yeah, now she has to try and stop all this. So yeah, again, the finale is going to be a whopper. The finale is going to be a whopper with all these characters coming through. The finale is going to be a whopper, and like all these kind of like this war going on for Earth, and then the Doctor having to stop Storm's Year, and then the companions having to do their thing, actually finding out what's actually coming for them, and you know, everyone else actually fighting to stay alive and to actually survive and everything. So the survivors of the Flux have really got it in for them. They've really got it in for them. So yeah, hopefully next episode. I mean, next episode is the finale too. I think again, like I think. I won't lie, I will not lie, as much as I am loving this story, as much as I'm loving the series, I do kind of miss the days of like the older New Who, where like we had like I think we easily had up to like 20 episodes per season. I think from Eccleston to at least I think at least up to Matt Smith. I think at least up to him, and maybe even up to like the early seasons of Capaldi. I'm pretty sure we had at least like 15 to 20 episodes of like an actual season. So with this one, it's intentionally written to be like a short one, because I think even back then we had like Monster of the Week stuff, and we had actual kind of like filler episode. Like I think that those 15 to 20 episode seasons actually allowed for filler episodes in Monster of the Week ones. I think with this one, this is intentionally written and designed to be like a quick, kind of straight to the point series with no nonsense, no time wasting, no filler, no nothing like that. Like this is intentionally written to be a 6-episode series that focuses on the action, on the drama, on the story, and everything. So because of that, you can appreciate it. I think because it was initially not only promoted to be that way, but then also like the way it's being executed right now is actually really good, and it's really solid and really focal, and it really kind of helps you understand and actually focus on the story a bit more. But then I can't like part of me does kind of miss the longer seasons, because we still got some fairly interesting stuff from them and fairly interesting kind of things to enjoy from them. But then with this one, it's like, you know, I think there's still, I think story-wise, I think people may well actually prefer the kind of shorter runs that actually focus on the story and actually focus on, because then you can still very easily develop characters through these. Like you don't need filler or Monster of the Week stuff to actually focus on characters. You can easily do that in these shorter runs too, and that's exactly what they've been doing. So yeah, I think for this one being her final season before the specials, I think again it's just gonna hurt. So I think I'm hoping the finale actually brings us a lot of satisfaction and brings us a lot of kind of answers, and like like hopefully kind of teases us for great things coming from the specials next year. So yeah, I think the next one just comes just before Christmas, I think I don't know if we actually get like another Christmas special, or if we get like a New Year special. I think maybe like a New Year special that kickstarts the specials or something. So I don't know, but either way, it's gonna be fun. So I look forward to seeing exactly what the finale holds in store for us with the Flux. So yeah. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from this one. So yeah, I mean, of course, other minor tidbits that I know I haven't mentioned, but I think they're still not really things for me to actually talk in depth about, or like really go into like other fun bits, like that like monk dude on the I think they met him in Nepal. Like the guy who was like a really like he was like, oh, I'm just teasing you, like he was funny, he was really fun. The unit stuff was good. I think just other kind of tidbits and everything was really still interesting. So yeah, that's for the most part, that's still pretty much it. So yeah, all my initial thoughts from this episode of the Flux. So yeah, that was Doctor Who, the Flux, episode number 5. So thank you guys, as always, thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Doctor Who Flux. Once again, the full-length reaction over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So I will see you guys next time.